welcome to another Spinato spin. Great to be here on this 10th of April, 2019. We are 20 days into spring. Okay, I hope everyone's enjoying their spring, and I hope they've shoved whatever ideas about the wintertime clearly in the back of their minds and are looking forward to an awesome spring and heading into a lot of warm weather here in the Northeast. I'm not sure exactly how far we stretch out with this tape or what we stretch out with, but whoever's out there, this is what's going on in the Northeast. 5 things I'm going to hit you with today. Number 1 is inspect, expect, pretty much building, and also a race, and also make sure you understand the roses. Now, the first thing I want to hit you with is inspect, okay? Now, what does inspect mean? You know what inspect really means to me, and maybe to a lot of you out there, is accountability. You know, I mean, you gotta inspect. You gotta look into things. You gotta see what you're getting out of your life. You gotta see how excited you are about how you've decided to get yourself in gear. What you think is, it's just funny. I just put some air in the tires. I want to ride my bike. My wife wants to ride her bike. Put air in the tires, had to inspect the tires, had to make sure they were ready to go. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to look deep inside yourself. You know, one way to do that is through meditation. Just by sitting silently, you could start hearing some voices in your head that tell you who you really are. Shut off the phone, shut off the TV, shut off everything, and just listen to yourself. Inspect yourself. Find out where you are, and then you can decide where you want to go. And then as you travel this path, as you start getting going, you start understanding what it is that you want to get done. You got to expect it every day. You got to expect great things to happen every day. You know, there was one thing that Earl Nightingale said in his book, The Strangest Secret, and the tape, The Strangest Secret. What he talked about was having the right kind of attitude. You got to have an attitude of gratitude and expectant. You got to expect to win. You got to expect good things to happen to you. You know, you got to prepare for the worst, but be ready for the best. You got to be prepared. You got to be ready and expect good things to happen to you. You know, here's something I say to myself every day. I am, or you are, let's go with you then. You are the director of your destiny, okay? You know where you're going, and you know why you're going there. Your earthly life is in your hands and in your control. That's pretty plain, right? There's no lie there. Of course, it's up to you. There's nobody else that when you look in the mirror, there's only one person there. It's you. You got to understand that you've got to inspect and then also you got to inspect exactly what you expect. If you're a director and you're putting something together, here's a good little test, good little thing to work on. Pretend that you're the director of a movie. Next time you watch a show or watch anything, say, how would I direct this scene right here? Move this person here, move that person here. Well, start picturing that in your mind, how you want your life to turn out. You know, there's an internal voice that we have going through our head over and over. How loud is it? How quiet is it? What's it saying? If it's saying good, positive things about yourself over and over and over, you're going to want to listen to that. The negative voice, make it as quiet as possible. You're in charge of the volume. Here's another thing we want to start thinking about, building. You know, you want to build with people around you. You want to build quality people around you. I'll tell you one quick story about the carp and the bass. I heard this story before. That's one thing I do feel like I'm blessed. I can always remember stories when I hear them, especially motivational stories. Real quick, the carp and the bass, 2 different kinds of fish, right? I'm not a great fisherman, so I'm just going to tell the story from how I heard it. A carp is a fish that stays on the bottom of the water, okay? Stays down, lives on the sand, not really a great fish at all. Awful tasting fish, kind of moves slow, really doesn't get things going at all in the course of the day. They say the best way to eat a carp is to baste the board with butter, put the carp on top of it, cook it at 400 degrees and for about 10 minutes, and then take the carp and the board out, throw the carp out and eat the board. That's how bad it tastes, okay? That's part of the story. But the other one's the bass. How about a bass fish, right? You throw a little lure in there and that thing goes crazy, right? It hits it like 90 miles an hour and you better be ready to fight with it and get going. Well, who do you want to hang around with? You want to hang around with a carp or you want to hang around with a bass? You want to build your life around people that are excited, motivated, fired up. Those are the kind of people you want to be with. You want to be with somebody on a bass. You tell them you got something going on exciting. They're into it. They want to be part of it. They're going to make the experience even better. Those are the people you want to be with. That's what we're talking about building. The other thing we're talking about is the race. We're going to run a race, right? Think about it. We're running the Kentucky Derby, and you're in charge of making sure that horse wins the Kentucky Derby. Well, how are you going to treat it? You're going to have it out there smoking cigarettes all night, drinking all night, giving it bad garbage food? No, you're going to feed it good things. You're going to make sure it doesn't smoke. You're going to make sure it doesn't drink. You're going to make sure the food you give it gives it the best chance of winning. You want to win the Kentucky Derby. Why am I telling you that? Because you're the horse. You're the one that's running in the Kentucky Derby. First Saturday in May, coming right up, not too far from now. Think about that. Think about your life. You are the thoroughbred. You're the best horse in the world. And you got to take care of yourself to help yourself get there. You know, life comes down to a lot of things, okay? It comes down to how well you're prepared. And I'll tell you another thing. Here's basically how you're prepared. You are always prepared, okay? There's no doubt about it. You take the time to do things right. You're prepared, you're confident, you're self-assured, and you're successful. Keep that in mind and run for the roses. Understand that there is a reward out there. You got to get yourself better. You got to build yourself to the point where you know you can take on certain challenges. You know you could do something great. You are always going to be running for those roses because you are a thoroughbred. You could do something amazing with your life. No one's holding you back. Remember, you're the director of your destiny. You are the director of your destiny. You know where you're going and why you're going there. And the other part of it, too, is your earthly life is in your hands and in your control. Keep control of it. Keep yourself focused and run for the roses. And remember, always inspect what you expect. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk to you later on the Spinato Spin. Take care now. Bye-bye.